I played baseball and football and basketball. You know, my dad always told me, if you're an athlete, you know, you want to play as many sports as you can, and baseball seemed to work out. And I played on, you know, 4 or 5 teams a year, traveling, you know, every single weekend. I probably played 180 games a year. We were the best team in the country 4 years running. You know, our record was, you know, 115, 0-1. You know, we never lost. So when you win, you don't want to stop playing. I was in Syracuse. We actually got snowed out that day, and called me in and said, hey, you know, you might have a shot to, you know, get called up to the big leagues today. And, you know, I kind of just sat back and went, all right, you know, that sounds great to me. I'm not going to tell you no. 3 or 4 hours later, you know, told me, hey, you're going to go to LA and join the team. And, you know, what a great place to open it up. 4 or 5 hours from Vegas, where, you know, all my family and friends are. And, you know, to be able to share that moment with them was the best thing about it.
It's a photo moment at Dodger Stadium.
You know, walking up to the plate, it was just, you know, I was really calm. I was just thinking, you know, what's Vince Scully saying right now?
To now make way for Bryce Harper. Very high on him. I remember Davey Johnson raving about him last year.
You know, I didn't know if I was going to be up there for, you know, that long, so I was just going to try to enjoy it and, you know, bust my butt. It was a 3-2 count. He threw me a 3-2 fastball up in the zone, and, you know, I was actually looking curveball, you know, but he gave me a good pitch to handle, and I reacted and got some good wood on it. And, you know, going into second base, you know, I looked out and just, wow, you know, it was the first base hit and, you know, first professional hit, and it was just a great moment.
Bryce Harper's in the books.
It was my last at-bat, and threw me a slider down and away, hit it to dead center. I didn't know if it was going to get out or not, so, you know, I was busting it out of the box, and, you know, I saw the center fielder look up, and it was out of the yard.
There he is. Congratulations.
You know, I like to run, and I like to, you know, get that extra bag or take that extra base. And that whole moment, it was a perfect storm. You know, before the game, I was talking to Worth, and we were looking at Hamill's move and seeing what he does. And, you know, you have lefty at first base, you know, so everything worked out the right way. You know, when he came up, I just got going and, you know, tried to, you know, beat the start of home plate and really get in there and make something happen. And it was a perfect storm.
You sure this kid's 19?
You always, you know, think and dream of, hey, you know, I could be on a video game one day, and, you know, to be able to see the animation on it and see your face and your hair and, you know, your swings, and, you know, it's pretty impressive what they can do with technology. Being able to have the fans put themselves in the game also, you know, create your own player and have them in the game, I think, you know, really that's what makes baseball. You know, if you don't have your fans in professional sports, you don't have anything. And it's just a great experience for them to be able to, you know, get that close to the game. We have some of the best fans in all of baseball, I think. Our guys, you know, really come out every single night, and, you know, DC wants a winner, you know, and we have a great team and a great organization to do that, and, you know, to be able to get them wins, and, you know, I think it's great for the whole town of DC. I just want to get a ring. That's the biggest thing on my mind, and, you know, that's my biggest goal, and I want to win every single year, and I think, you know, we got an organization and a team that can, you know, get going and really, you know, give us a shot to get there. You know, I want to be a winner for the town of DC, a winner for my team, and, you know, I'm going to go in there every single day, and DC is going to get 100% out of me no matter what. You know, if I'm sick, if I'm hurt, if my arm's going to fall off, you know, I'm still going to play and do the things I need to do to help my team win.
He swings with such malicious intent.
MLB 13, the show. So real, it's unreal.
PlayStation